beautiful souls. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. And before I get started, I wanted to remind you to please go ahead and like this video. It's going to really support me and let me know that, there are people out there. All right, so today is a second line day. Today's the second line day, and that is the line of the hermit. It's about staying inside. It's about being busy with your own work. It's about, what are you naturally good at? It's about shyness. So a lot of those themes could be coming up for you today, and we have a couple of the same channels that we had yesterday still active, of course. This is one that's going to be with us for a while here. The line of transitoriness, channel of transitoriness, the design of a jack of all trades or a Jane of all trades, entering into experiences without expectations. We try to. And this here is also a collective channel of acceptance, a design of an organizational being. So we are getting this energy into us today. And so let's see what message that you need to hear today. If you're here today, this message is for you. And today, hexagram 25. In human design, this is the gate of shock. But here, it's a gate of innocence, the unexpected. Jian, heaven, is above. Shen, movement, is below. The lower trigram Shen is under the influence of the strong line it has received from above, from heaven. When in accord with this, movement follows the law of heaven. Man is innocent and without guile. His mind is natural and true, unshadowed by reflection or ulterior designs. For whatever conscious purpose is to be seen, there the truth and innocence of nature have been lost. Nature that is not directed by the spirit is not true, but degenerate nature. Starting out with the idea of the natural, the train of thought in part goes somewhat further, and thus the hexagram includes also the idea of the unintentional or unexpected. The judgment, innocence, supreme success, perseverance furthers. If someone is not as he should be, he has misfortune, and it does not further him to undertake anything. Man has received from heaven a nature innately good to guide him in all his movements. By devotion to this divine spirit within himself, he attains an unsullied innocence that lends him to do right with instinctive sureness and without any ulterior thought of reward and personal advantage. This instinctive certainty brings about supreme success and furthers through perseverance. However, not everything instinctive is nature in this higher sense of the word, but only that which is right and in accord with the will of heaven. Without this quality of rightness, an unreflecting, instinctive way of acting brings only misfortune. Confucius says about this, he who departs from innocence, what does he come to? Heaven's will and blessing do not go with his deeds. The image. Under heaven thunder rolls. All things attain the natural state of innocence. Thus the kings of old, rich in virtue and in harmony with the time, fostered and nourished all beings. In springtime, when thunder, life energy, begins to move again under the heavens, everything sprouts and grows, and all beings receive from the creative activity of nature the childlike innocence of their original state. so it is with the good rulers of mankind, drawing on the spiritual wealth at their command. They take care of all forms of life and all forms of culture and do everything to further them, and at the proper time. And we had a 6 at the second place. And that means if one does not count on the harvest while plowing, nor on the use of the ground while clearing it, it furthers one to undertake something. We should do every task for its own sake, as time and place demand, and not with an eye to the result. Then each task turns out well, and anything we undertake succeeds. Ooh, I think that's rather perfect for today, with our line of transitoriness and experiences that come to us, where we learn best by not attaching any kind of expectation to it. That could send us on an emotional roller coaster ride of disappointment when things don't turn out as we'd hoped. So let's see what this white light oracle has that we need to hear about today. Oops. I'm holding this with one hand. Okay, so today we got 34, Sacrament of Extreme Unction. I feel like we've gotten this one before, but I guess we need this message again today. So let's take a look. Your heart knows how to let go so you can find peace. It is time for you to experience spiritual closure. A beautiful new reality is opening up for you. Entering it requires you to release your attachment to the past. You have been inwardly preparing for a powerful rebirth. Now is the time to trust in what is meant for you and move toward it with an open, trusting heart and peaceful mind. Oh, it's so perfect as we move into the beginning of the astrological new year, Aries, or as I like to call it, pre-Taurus season. It's a time of kind of stillness. We got that yesterday. And maybe a looking back in the past while also looking forward to the future and what that might bring. In an ideal world, we would finish our inner work, be completely healed, check it off the list, and move on without any issues from the past intruding into our present life. In a more realistic view, we do our best to muddle through, gaining enough understanding and healing to attain some degree of closure and move on as best we can, flicking off remnants of the past which can arise, even whilst we are doing our best to let go. In an even more challenging turn of our growth spiral, we may know something has run its course and no longer belongs in our world, and yet have trouble exercising the past and its pains, confusions, or attachments, so it bleeds through the present, even though we know it doesn't belong there. To avoid the taint of the past causing us unnecessary issues in the present, the oracle of the Sacrament of Extreme Unction brings powerful spiritual last rites so you can be cleansed and liberated into the fullness of your next phase. In the Catholic tradition, extreme unction is performed at the time of physical passing to cleanse the soul and allow it to gracefully leave the body and enter the afterlife. In the context of this oracle, the symbolic equivalent of the sacrament is the powerful intervention of spirit to free you from the grip of what has been. It is a liberation from habit and the compelling lure of the familiar. It is a divine forgiveness and healing. Extreme unction translates into the last anointing. While spiritual grace will be with you always and blessing is always available to the receptive heart, This oracle wishes to bring to your attention the ending of a particularly stubborn pattern. As it does, you will feel greater freedom and a new lease on life, as if you are being born again with this lifetime. It augurs significant and permanent healing release. As the expression goes, every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. This oracle encourages you to embrace your future and let go of the emotional and psychological burdens you have been carrying for yourself and likely for many others, ancestors, and more. That generational trauma is a real humdinger. For far too long, sometimes we martyr ourselves to the pain of the past or even attempt to carry the suffering of others, holding it within our hearts as if that can alleviate the burden of another or create healing. All that happens in such instances as that suffering increases. Let yourself off the hook of guilt, shame, or blame. Give yourself permission to acknowledge that all people, including you, have done their best. The universe is offering you a powerful spiritual gift. Your heart knows how to receive it. Let go. There is no turning back. It is time to start anew. It is your time to be happy and free. And so your healing process, imagine, feel, see, or intend that you are resting within an egg of pure white light. It feels so beautiful, safe, and somehow ancient, familiar, and grounding. To be in this egg of light, allow it to be the right size for you, large enough to feel spacious and close enough so you feel supported and held. As you rest within the spiritual egg of light, you may see, sense, or hear, feel, or recognize at a deep level that sacred words and loving prayers are being said for you. These prayers come from hearts, minds, and voices of luminous, enlightened higher beings who love you and are looking out for you. These words of blessing permeate the shell of your sacred egg of light. They gently infuse the space in the form of white light, which holds all the colors and all the sacred sounds. They ever so gently touch the top of your head, your eyes, ears, nostrils, lips, heart, throat, hands, genitals, base of the spine, and feet. You experience tenderness, unconditional love, peace, and merciful grace tending to you at an intimate and caring level. Within this egg of light, you can heal. You may see, sense, feel, or recognize that negative energy is expelled from all levels of your being, ejected out of the porous shell of the egg and toward the loving higher beings who know what is needed for such energies to be healed. As you no longer carry these energies, you feel increasingly free. Any shackles around your soul fall away, becoming nothing more than dust before disappearing. You sense the seeds of negative karma being cleansed and dissolving in the light. Rest here for as long as you wish. You are blessed and ready to begin anew. When you're ready, slowly and firmly bring yourself back into the here and now by following the flow of your breath and becoming aware of any sensations on your skin. Ground and hydrate yourself. You've completed your healing process. They really are beautiful cards, aren't they? Again, it's my favorite deck. And this by the Oracle of the Hidden World. Beautiful, beautiful imagery on these cards. Simple. All right, today we are looking at card number 41, the Seer. Future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. We see a woman here in a beautiful yellow dress, looking into her crystal ball. Beautiful waterfall behind her. Once, when we sought to understand what would come to us next in our lives, we turned to the seers and the wise ones who knew the use of the sacred tools, who gazed into the depths and saw patterns emerge that would apply to our lives. Now we are most often our own seer, or we entrust ourselves to the reader or the friend or to the counselor who understands our psyches. But with this card, you are asked to trust that there is a cosmic seer, a seer of the hidden worlds who is gazing into her crystal orb for you. Trust that she sees what will come and will whisper to you through dreams and signs the unfolding of the future. She will murmur to you in moments of peace, strange words so you can do what must be done in the present, so the future can be what is meant to be for you. Some of what is to come to us is written. It is part of the structure of our soul that certain events or people and possibilities will link with us and intertwine with our days. But there are other events that we create and we choose, and this is where she can help. She asks you now to look deeply, to make choices that are in your own best interest, to unravel some of the distance between yourself and spirit that has developed. Take up the precious tools once again. Make a moment to see clearly, and to know that the Ancient One, the Seer, is with you, to help guide you into a future that is bright with prospects, rich with meanings. Give thanks for what is yet to come, and as the mystery shows herself, be ready. Illumination. I see my future clearly and create it consciously with every choice I make in the present. And make sure that the choices that you make, of course, are your own choices and not the choices that have been conditioned into you. Go through that deconditioning process. It's so important. Because in order to follow our paths, in order to live lives as ourselves, we must be ourselves. We must be expressed as ourselves. So, please give me a like if you like this video. And maybe a little comment. Tell me what you thought. And as always, love yourself.